Hello and welcome to the Old Man Orange podcast. I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
We got a guest today.
I'm Wes.
We've wanted to have Wes since day one. And
Now we're on 97, 98
yeah, this
now?
is 97, so we got Wes finally.
Oh, well, it's good to be here. I've been listening to the show for a long time and fan, and glad I could, get on here. I've been jealous of all these guest hosts you guys have had on. I'm like, fuck those guys. I could do a way better job.
Like our 6 guest hosts. Right, well,
We've had probably,
had close to 10, but not 10.
Marley, Cisco,
We have Marley,
Nora.
that one chick. I like all your guest hosts. I definitely...
Then we had our kind of our little bit more silent guests, like Joe and Sam.
Great guys, but they never did a podcast before, so it's just like, is this what we're doing here exactly?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, good to be here. Glad you're in town, because it just totally slid by me, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Well, I love how tiny this place is, where you just run into people. It's weird. I went to Walmart the other day.
You went to the mall?
Well, I do all my shopping on Amazon, so it's going to Walmart was fucking weird, because it's I walked in the back door, and then I just fucking walked all the way through it and walked out the front door, and so I will never fucking do that again. That was the worst experience of my life.
Oh, it's horrible. You're just crowded and stuff. See, I know, that's how I am too. It's the only things I buy, and I hate saying I have to go to Walmart, but if there's a movie I really want, it comes out day one, I'll go there. Because Amazon, it's I don't want to wait a week and a half.
Yeah. Do you do the streaming or anything like that? Or the...
I don't do streaming because I don't have internet.
Can't get it up.
I forgot about
We can't get it up here.
So it's I have to have the physical copy.
Nice.
Or I have to download it somehow, some way.
It's good. I mean, you're keeping those people in business. That's good. Yeah. All the DVD people out there.
But I do it's nice as streaming is, you do miss out on things. There's something about Blu-ray that you really get. You get 1, you get the good picture quality. 2, the sound's better. 3, the special features. That's always a big thing for me.
Yeah, well, that's what has been irritating me a lot over the years. It's DVDs when they first came out, they're everything you ever wanted. You got director commentary, you got art, you have just how they did the special effects, and it's then as the years progress, they're no, you don't get any of that unless you spend $20 extra to get the special feature one.
You mostly gotta buy the Blu-rays now. That's really what happened. Since Blu-ray came out, they started doing that. They just shoved it all over the Blu-ray.
Slow than twisting your balls to do it, really.
Fuck, I watched Elf the other day, that Will Ferrell movie on DVD, and you couldn't even get subtitles.
Really?
On the copy I had.
It was one of those really cheap.
They really just were
kind of when you buy a Bruce Lee movie.
You're going to buy this at the holidays, and that's Bruce Lee without some...
Well, no, those Bruce Lee movies, they mostly just give you, here's just one copy. Do we get different languages? No.
And usually, what I notice most of the time, at least the Bruce Lee ones I have, most of them, they're horribly dubbed with no extra audio or anything like that,
There's one that's kind of it's in a blue box. I've read about it.
I've seen it.
I've seen it before too, but that's one I've always kind of wanted. It's supposed to be really good copies of them. You get both, Chinese and English and probably some other languages. You get subtitles. You get a little bit more.
Yeah. But no.
Oh, go ahead.
Going back to cheap DVDs, I noticed even movies I like a lot. For instance, the DC Universe movies, the animated Universe movies, those don't even get fucking scene selections. Just kind of go. You if you skip through those, you just land in the middle of a scene somewhere.
Oh shit! Well, Netflix does that. They give you the option to press next, but it's beginning credits. And it's
well, I remember on Netflix, you just had to really fast forward through things, and then but it's kind of hard to fast forward because the thing has to load back up to where you're at.
Yeah, well, they have the new layout on the Xbox, which is really their Xbox layout wasn't great to begin with, and then they just made it even worse, or at least for people with smaller TVs, and it's fucked.
Because you need the HD. If you don't have the HDMI cables, it's really hard to see.
They just it's hard to see because my TV is tiny, and it's
And they make the print really small though.
Yeah, they do, and it's it would look great on a big TV that I was closer to, but my TV is maybe 16 inches. It's not a big TV.
See, nowadays 16 inches is a really small screen.
Oh, it's super tiny, and it's when I game, I have to get my gamer chair and I sit it fucking 5 feet from it, put my feet up, and I'm just Batman.
And then you can turn the volume up with your toes.
You have to get up, shit. Yeah.
How do I even need a remote?
Oh, that's funny.
An arm's distance of the TV.
As a big Batman fan, what did you think of Arkham Origins?
I thought that the gameplay kind of was... I think they made the gameplay second to the story, which is I wasn't big on them bringing in the Joker again. It's such a big element. When I saw him in the trailers, I just assumed he was going to be a little side mission, or they're going to be hinting at other things, but to make him the dominant thing. It was cool that they mixed in all those great Batman novels and stuff with it, but I wasn't stoked about it. I did like the story aspect though. It felt like playing a comic book. but then like like the Firefly levels weren't that good. They make Predator mode way too easy with that fucking remote claw because you're like, wow, I can just hang up 2 guys and then I can like disable 2 guys. Like there's a guy left.
Yeah, and you can always pull them down the stairs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Stairs always gets bad guys.
Yeah, bad guys. Well, stairs.
Bad
suck.
guys and stairs.
Yeah.
As a person who's fallen down a stair or 2 in my day, like unless you're really drunk, falling downstairs sucks.
Yeah, I fall downstairs. I fall upstairs a lot.
Oh shit, I love that. Yeah, when you're like, did anybody see that? You do the fucking like the trip upstairs and look around really fast. Like, we're good. We're good.
Does anybody ever have that one? I think everybody had this one friend. The friend that would intentionally like roll down the stairs.
It was like sort of his own slide.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not like Family Guy where he like just pulls. He's like, I got a water slide. He just dives down and goes going. But I mean, literally, just kind of like he prepares himself, but he literally rolls himself down the stairs.
Well, I did
He's
that
usually fine though.
one time. I was really drunk at a party and I was hanging out with a friend of mine and we didn't really like anybody there, but we were at this party for no reason. I was like, I'll bet I will fuck. There's like 2 flights of stairs like straight down and I'm hammered. And I was like, if you give me $10, I will fucking stuntman roll down these entire things. And
He
he's
tried
like,
to buy you like $5. Done.
no, he was just like, you won't do it. And for some reason, like when you tell a drunk person you won't do it, like that, like supersedes all, like you don't need to like bet anything. I was just like, okay, fucking, and like tripped down all these stairs and was totally fine. I was like, yeah, I could be a stuntman, no problem. That was so easy. Where's a window I could jump out?
Scoot back like 1 foot. This will even out the audio.
Me?
Yeah, I think you're the loudest.
Oh yeah. So as I've been told many times before,
Go sit in your corner now because you're so loud.
wear this cone hat while you're at it too.
Dunce.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder where like the dunce cap was in school? Because I mean, like when you're a child and before you kind of realize that they don't do like that kind of capital punishment anymore.
I'm guessing. I'm not saying this to be like mean or single someone out. I'm guessing it came from Catholic school.
Well, yeah. But did you ever wonder like do they have one in my school?
Oh, those Catholics know shame, don't they? Fucking, oh my gosh.
The world of shame.
I'm guessing it came from the
I don't
Catholics.
think they can do them just because of like that's really like I don't know, that's kind of cruel and unusual punishment. Like that's fucked up. Like,
Single-
Well,
Like
nowadays
someone out,
it's
yeah.
literally like single them out, put them in the corner, and then have everybody point and laugh.
Yeah.
well, I bet you get results though with that one. Like I mean,
He won't do that again.
No, like if you have to sit in the corner with a stupid hat on, like and everybody knows why you had the stupid hat on because you did something stupid. Like that's.
So they find out, oh, the kid is just mentally challenged. We didn't know this back in 1920s.
Oh no shit.
Well,
We just thought he enjoyed eating crayons.
Well, maybe I mean if you
Be honest, guys. Who had fun hitting with the ruler though?
Show of hands, that's what we thought.
Well, I mean if you guys ever
He was a little prick, wasn't he?
go the big animation route and you have to open your studio overseas and get away from all these really nice U.S. work laws, maybe you can implement some things like that, like make your whoever did a really shitty job that day has to wear
Put
the
him dunce
stupid
cap.
hat. Yeah.
Wear the dunce cap, make him like...
A lot of times when I watch animations, I'm always like when I watch the credits, I'm like, let's see if they're all American. Let's see if they're all American. And it's like, oh, they cheapened out.
Yeah.
It's like Americans can't do anything by themselves anymore.
Seems like they can.
Well, I mean, do they have a lot? I mean, there's not a lot of people that actually like animate things anymore. It's mostly like computer stuff, right? I'm sure.
Like
you
most
I'd
animation,
outsource that all
unless
day.
they're CG, most animations still have a bit of traditional animation there no matter what. I mean, it's computer traditional animation,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's still somebody has to draw a bunch of drawings, get something to look smooth.
Okay.
So it still does exist, but it's just faster. Really, what makes it faster though is the coloring and the inking's faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so do you guys draw your image and scan it in and then animate it from there and like give it properties or like how does that work?
There's
when you're making something?
several different ways. I've been kind of playing with one. The way we traditionally do it is I'll do the most of the time I'll do the drawings. I draw it out by hand. I color the characters in. I'll have the character in segments. I hand it off to Spencer, and that's where...
Yeah, and well, really what happens is, because you scan your drawings, right?
I scan
So you
I
scan the
them on
drawings in,
paper.
and then he colors them in. It colors and inks them in Manga Studio.
Yeah.
And then he'll give them to me, and then I'll put them all kind of together, and I'll organize them in pieces, and then I'll put in all the computer graphics, which is mostly like the eyes, the mouths, and other things like that. And then sometimes I'll draw in any other things that need to go as in-betweens or something. And then I animate it in Anime Studio. We take our audio, or our voices, and plug it in there, but no sound effects yet. And then we import it into Sony Vegas and finally edit it out, put the sound effects, the musics, and the titles, and sometimes special effects.
That is impressive.
So it's kind of like a big list, but the upside of animation, unlike video, I was talking to somebody the other day about this, is In video, you're always constantly having to buy something. You gotta buy the next camera. You gotta get
Shit,
something.
yeah.
Where animation, the upside of it is like once you got your computer and you buy your like 5 softwares you're gonna need, for everything. Other than updating those softwares every once in a while, that's it. It's not really that expensive.
Cool. Well, you guys must be like really attentive lovers, because it just seems like your attention to detail is just like so much better than my own. Because that was just a lot of steps.
Tell it to the comments.
Well, the comments is like
the way
I look at those, like, because I was looking at that on the Star Bomb, that music video for it.
Yeah.
How many dislikes there is on that thing?
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's huge. I remember I put a comment on there. I'm like, I'm blown away by how many dislikes are on this.
Yeah, like Ego Raptor. I mean, some people. I think I'm not saying. Well, let me clarify what I'm saying. We do get I think anything we don't get tons and tons of negative feedback, but if we get say one of our videos, because every once in a while, like once or twice, one of our videos was on the top page of Newgrounds, and it got predominantly good reviews. But for every 2 good reviews, there is a really fuck you! I want to
No, there was probably
yourself.
more than that. I would say about at least 80% of them are all good reviews. It's just the bad reviews stand out a lot.
Because I mean, that's your baby, and that makes.
And then you look at that, and then you go what the fuck? Why don't you create something?
Well, my thing is you don't need to create in order to have an opinion. But my thing is what I was gonna say.
If you're gonna have a harsh opinion, though, I feel like you need to be able to create.
Well, it seems like a lot. It seems like not the internet, not everybody, but a lot of the internet. It seems kind of like an entitled 14-year-old kid with that's dyslexic,
It's easy to be a cocksucker when you're sitting in fucking, your parents' basement, or you get home when you're just like, well, I can't watch Babylon 5 anymore. I better go write some negative reviews.
So I'm gonna go take it out on somebody else.
And then you email your comment to your buddy and it's like, look how good I fucking pwned these guys. I really let them have it.
There's this one that was it was blatantly, it's a little kid. It's someone between the age of 10 and 14, when it's somebody who's they'll use a really big word.
Oh, nice.
Like infantile or subpar or something like that. But then the rest of it's misspelled. There's no punctuation.
I got them bitches.
They'll get you see a thesaurus is pulled out at one point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. He ostracized his superfluousness or some. Oh, man.
See, on Newgrounds, I like to be the guy, when I go to watch other people's videos, I like to be the defender. I'll go on there and I'll go fuck this guy down here. This video, what's wrong with this video? It's free entertainment. You did a good job. Fuck that guy.
My thing is you don't gotta... My thing is
I'm the defender of the innocent. The protector of the free.
Newgrounds defender.
Yeah, standing up for what's right in the world.
Well, it's just one of those ones every once in a while you see a video and you go, well, this is complete garbage. But I'm not going to say anything. Because it's good luck. Keep going. It's going to get better. We all know, everybody's first video looks like crap.
That's how I feel. Yeah. It's just more of the sense of this wasn't made for me. Fuck you. Just that kind of dude, chill the fuck out.
Yeah. And then sometimes you'll see stuff that's even worse and you're like, this is what's popular?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Viral videos. I have such a love-hate relationship with the things that get a lot of views on the internet.
Like a cat flushing a toilet or whatever.
Well, on one end, I really respect the fact that somebody was smart enough to make a video that appealed to that many people and it went viral, because I love viral marketing. But then on the same end, I'm just there's such better content out there, and for some fucking reason 2 billion people have watched this, and then there's the really good viral videos about. I think my buddy showed me one last night where it was just a guy who was really excited about himself jerking off the whole time. And it was, at the end, he was like, do you like that? And then it cut to the dude from Office Space with the long hair that was like, I get 2 chicks, man. And he was like, no. Fuck no, I don't like that at all, man. And it had a couple million views. I was like, first off, how many people just watched this guy jerk it for 2.5 minutes?
And it kept watching it. And then
send
to their friends.
This is going somewhere. It's going somewhere. I don't know where, but...
Well, everybody's got that friend who, for some reason, every lewd video I've ever seen on the internet has come from one source. And it's how do you find the time to find this, for one? And
some people, I think that's all they're ever looking up.
Yeah.
This one time I went to this... This isn't videos per se, but there's that one there's that one friend everybody has. When they get drunk, that's when they spill and show their darkest secrets.
Yeah.
And what happened? There's this one.
See, that's what we call a jerk off Johnny who's grown up.
You can call that. This is a really good guy. I won't say his name, but when he gets drunk, he gets out there. Let's say.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one time we went in. He was like, this is back in high school. We were at his house, and there's a party going on. We were all drinking a little bit, and then he says you guys want to see something fucked up? He like turns on his computer. He has like this Japanese anime sex simulator game. And he's having like, you could set up a scenario to do this, you could do that, you could do that. So they just, and then like he had like, it was like fucking 4 like aging old Japanese guys fucking like a schoolgirl like in like a back, in like a abandoned like subway station. He's literally hunched over the computer. The faster you click the mouse, the faster they move or something. He's just, take it, you fucking whore! Just scream.
Well, you know, I
just learned something new about this guy.
Yeah, that wasn't there before.
It's like, well, when I hear one of my buddies talk about, you know, like a porn star or something like that, and you're like, wow, I watch porn too. Like, it's nice to know other people do kind of weird shit that you do by yourself when your girlfriend leaves the house. But it's like, I think your buddy, in his own weird way, was probably waiting to be like one of you guys to be like, that's pretty badass. Like, can I click
And
that
everybody
mouse?
just kind of, he was
Slow, fast, slow.
Did I ever tell you the story about there was a guy we knew in Modesto named Paul?
Thank you,
And he was like the most friendliest guy, and he looked just like Jared from Subway. He was the nicest fucking guy. The second that we went to like one time we were invited to go to like this football game thing, and then we went to like bowling alley, and this guy just went to the bowling alley. He just started drinking like nobody's business when he got there. This is like the nice guy. Now he's like the most angry guy.
Frank the Tank.
And he was, and the funny thing too, like the best part about it is people they kept buying us like games and they kept buying pizza, so like we kept getting more and more free shit. But he was going up and bowling at the area, and he's like, he'd pick the ball up and look at it and go like, "Fuck you," and then he chucked it, and it went 3 lanes over the wrong direction. And he kept doing this over and over. I'm like, when's he gonna get thrown out? And then all of a sudden, nobody could find him, and he fucking drove home.
We can't tell him to go home. Why? It's Jared.
Yeah, he's angry.
He has those big subway bucks. He's gonna fucking break this place down.
Well, this guy was hammered. He went home driving, like through Modesto.
Oh, of course he did. Fucking...
He just disappeared. Everybody thought he went to the bathroom, so God knows what he did. Just jumped out the window or something.
Well, there's a scale when you're drunk that, like, you know, there's where you know what's right and wrong, and then after a little while, like, that scale is totally just gone.
Out the
and
window.
It's like, you know, when you first beer, you're like, I'm not going to drive home, and then you wake up wearing leather pants and a Dracula costume, and you're like, how did I get home? How did this happen?
And you look outside the window and you're like, oh, I must have drove home.
Is there someone in the bathroom? Let me look to see if I brought it. And there's nobody home.
It's like just the bathtub, just is like somebody like just the body like laying in a bathtub of ice, has like stitches where their kidneys should be, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh wow,
Like, thank God that was me.
Yeah.
You have like a wad of like just a couple $1,000 in your back pocket, like oh wow,
Must have been good last night.
yeah. I mean, not for that guy, but
I drove you remember our friend Jill? I drove her and
I
our
know
buddy
Jill.
Freddie home one time.
I know this
Nugget.
story. This is a good story.
Yeah, and I almost so we were driving back, and for some reason, like, I wasn't supposed to drive.
Was this the Nugget you said?
Yeah, this was the Nugget. So it's a good like 30 miles from where we were going, and her headlights out. We'd already gotten pulled over earlier in the night, and somebody that was with us had gotten arrested because he had priors, and there was like, luckily the cop didn't arrest any of us because there was like a bunch of open containers in the car, and it's like, so Ryan gets arrested. So we're already like, fuck. So we go sing karaoke party, and for some reason our driver Jill gets just wasted, and so does our buddy Freddie, gets just wasted. So I pop them in the back seat and driving home with our other friend Luke. And so I'm screwing with Luke, saying, you know, dude, I know a guy down in Sacramento that will pay us fucking like a lot of money for both of these two. And he's like, I was like, Freddie, probably not so much, dude. There's a bunch of drunk Asian guys, but this hot, you know, tall Asian chick, like, we're fucking, like, we're rolling, Luke. He's like, oh fuck, yeah. And I'm kidding with him. So then, of course,
But it crossed his mind for a second, like, I am kind of low on money right now.
Yeah, so I mean, it definitely, like, yeah, when you're drinking, you definitely, there's a point where you're like, I could sell my friend into slavery.
I could use that extra
As long
$1,000.
as I gave part of the money to charity, like, you start justifying it to yourself. Yeah. You're just like, I could still go to heaven, but. And then I would break her out. I'd get the money, and then I would find her.
It'd be a win-win situation.
Yeah, I've seen Taken. I know how this works. I would.
Liam Neeson does no wrong, unless he's voicing a lion.
He did good in that. Did you guys see?
It wasn't his fault, but I don't really give a shit for like, no, I'm a talking lion and this is magical. I don't know. I didn't cut you off. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna. Have you guys watched any of his like new stuff? Was The Gray good? I've been wanting to watch The Gray.
Somehow we were supposed to, and we just never did.
I want
to this day, we still have never seen
Liam
it.
Neeson boxes some fucking wolves. I want to see
course,
that.
yeah. It just breaks the. That was a good trailer, but it was between that and The Killing Season. Did you guys see that yet with Robert De Niro and John Travolta?
No, we didn't see that
No.
either.
Oh, it's fucking terribly good. It's both of those things all at once. You guys got to watch it. It's
Killing Season. All right.
The last Liam Neeson we saw was Taken 2.
Oh, how was
Taken
that? Was that?
It was pretty
Same
good.
old,
It wasn't
same
one,
old.
yeah, kind of more the same, but
For some people, that's a problem. If you like this, if you like Taken 1, you'll get Taken 1 in this one. So kind of same old same.
Yeah.
there's some funny parts though, because Liam Neeson really thinks of only his daughter and nobody else. He tells her to chuck a grenade out the fucking window in a populated city.
So he can hear the sound and figure out where she's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know.
He's really not thinking of anybody but his daughter.
Good for him. Well, speaking of
He's
De
like, we're in
Niro,
Turkey. Who the fuck cares?
What's up with the De Niro boxing Stallone movie? Have you guys?
Doesn't that look sweet? Raging Bull versus Rocky?
Yeah, it looked sweet like
wanna check
25 years ago. It did. Like Jake LaMotta like pulling himself out of some like his alcohol coma and like losing weight to beat up Rocky Balboa to defend Mr. T or something cool.
I'm down for
See,
checking it out. I'm not dying to see it. But
I
I'm
kind of
down
like
for it.
old people movies where like old people kick ass still.
It's cool. I don't know, man. It's like I just don't know how they're. I'm curious. Like I would love to hear your guys' opinion on it afterwards.
We're probably going to see it sometime this week. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
we're
bunch of
probably,
stuff that's
I'm assuming we're gonna do is go see a movie every couple days because there's
yeah.
so many of them.
Anchorman 2, that
so-
one, the Martin Scorsese film, Walter Mitty, 47
Ronin.
Ronin. So there's like
Oh, the Ronin looks
a
really
fuck ton
good.
of movies.
I'm glad Keanu is still just whooping ass.
Yeah.
All over the place. I wish.
I'll say that the movie actually didn't do so good in Japan because they're saying it's one of those things. I think that when Americans do something that's originally Japanese, they actually get pretty like defensive about it. So
Well, I think just the fact they're using a white guy for, you know what I mean? I don't know why Hollywood always, like, you know, when it's a movie about Indians, it's got to be a white guy that becomes the best Indian. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, now
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves
Or one of
is
the
like-
best ones always, I think, is like
Last Samurai.
it's Last Samurai. Who's on the fucking cover?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. And it's like, why do we have to have, you know, some random white guy?
Well, I'll say this though. I mean, I agree with that to an extent, but at the same time, Keanu Reeves is, I don't know what he is. He's part Asian. I think he might be part Korean. He is
She's got some Asian in him.
He's got some Asian.
You sound like the executive on this.
In
Like,
the
don't
trailer-
worry about
Oh,
it.
he's
So,
part Asian. I
he's
asked
part
him last
Asian.
week.
If I was the executive, I would have got a
perfect
Japanese.
guy for this part.
If I was-
Keanu fucking Reeves.
Sounds Asian, doesn't it?
Yeah. You say Kyoto Reeves.
Son.
Oh, man, that was...
No, but I'm not trying to look. If it was up to me, I would have got like probably Ken Watanabe or some shit. But,
Yeah, Ken
but no.
Watanabe's...
But I don't know. I'm thinking they acknowledge in the trailer like, oh, he's a half breed. They acknowledge that. So at least they're acknowledging it. Like, yeah, here's a
Full
Asian
Asian.
guy looking around. You know.
Well, I guess it's better than, like, old Hollywood where they just used to, like...
Paint
Where,
blackface and all
fucking,
that.
what was that? Marlon Brando playing, like, El Cid or some shit like that, where he was, like, the Hispanic guy. And it's... Or, no, that was Charlton Heston. Marlon Brando did
Oh,
another
yeah,
one
El
where he,
Cid.
where he played a Mexican revolutionary. And you're like, you know, Brando is a great actor. But are you a Hispanic guy? No.
Sometimes people get to this point though where they think that like acting is about you can be anybody.
Orson-
If you're a good enough actor, you can be white and be Asian.
Orson Welles in Blood and Guns.
Oh yeah,
He
plays
was
a
the
Mexican
evil.
guy.
He was the evil
Like-
Mexican
like
general.
cartel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
South American of some sort.
One of the,
Oh, yeah, a little spray tan. I believe it.
I don't think he had a spray tan either. He just had a beard.
So I'm Orson Welles.
And he was
Who's
gonna
gonna
tell me
what
what I'm big and fat and I'm in a car.
Well, who was that? There was Breakfast at Tiffany's where Mickey Rooney played the Asian guy. That's just like the
Oh, yeah.
worst stereotype ever. He's got like
That's the one where like in
like
the.
the tape backed eyes and just you very like.
I'm an artist.
I always think of like the dragon, the Bruce Lee story when he goes to watch this. He's like, "Fucking white girl takes me to this movie."
Oh, I
You'll
know.
find it funny. You relate.
That is funny, yeah. Ooh, dragon. But I mean, I think that's true in animation because it's like Marlon Brando's last role was like of this really sweet, homely, like old lady in an animated film, and he did great. And it's like that's fine, like because you can still convey those emotions and everything else, but at the same time, like it's not the look and everything else just doesn't work for me. Like that kind of takes it like.
Well, Orson Welles played a planet-eating transformer.
Oh, he did? I
Transformers.
still haven't seen that.
You've never seen the '80s one?
Mm-mm.
I haven't either.
Oh, it's like it literally. The other ones you can throw out, but this one's just fucking amazing. One of the best animated films you could ever watch.
Really? That's awesome. That's because, well, I mean, I don't. You guys are probably familiar with my opinion on the Michael Bay films.
I'll just say for the audience.
Oh, I am not.
It's
The passion you did when there wasn't a microphone before.
Oh, and I just fucking don't like those movies at all, and I'm not as angry as I used to be about things done again. So it's like it's hard for me to put into words how much that I like dislike the Michael Bay films and like the Shia LaBeoufness of it all. But
now I got something to ask you though. Did you see Pain and Gain this year though?
I didn't. I heard your guys' podcast and I was like, wow, Pain and Gain.
This sounds so weird, but because I can have that Michael Bay thing too. I look at his movies, I take them for kind of what they are, because I like Bad Boys. I like Bad Boys. I like The Rock,
and
but it's kind of like it's more like his attitude. But it's so weird because I'm like, I really think Pain and Gain was the best movie of the year. But it's weird to say because it's a Michael Bay movie.
No, well, Michael Bay has made a lot of good movies, and exactly why you said, because they are what they are. Like The Rock is great as long as you suspend a little disbelief and are like, yeah, Sean Connery totally bangs chicks and fucking drives his car really fast, and Nicolas Cage is can defuse a bomb. But
the one thing I gotta say about that though is that I still really like The Rock. That's probably still one of my favorite Michael Bay movies. But something that makes no fucking sense to me. Once he starts chasing Sean Connery through San Francisco.
You mean you're talking about Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, you're saying The Rock. I know you're talking about The Rock, but The Rock is confused.
Oh yeah, he starts chasing Sean Connery through San Francisco and all that. Nick Cage, like, FBI, give me this fucking motorcycle. Starts chasing him down.
into a hard ass.
And then, he's just, fucking driving through every fruit stand he fucking sees, in every single, chase ever. And then it's still badass, though. And then he, follows him, and then, he's, a hard ass. And he's like, okay, you guys are going to go to there, and I'll instruct you through the walkie-talkie. No, you're coming with us. Oh, I'm coming with you. What? Next scene, he's, fucking vomiting in the bathroom. It's like, what the fuck just happened to that guy that was just destroyed all of San Francisco to get this old man in a Hummer?
Mr. Action Hero. Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, Michael Bay, Transformers just didn't do it for me. I don't know why, so many people cared for it, and I was like, it's just the CGI porn of it's good and all, why... It just wasn't my bag, man.
It ain't for everybody. I'll say this. I mean, if they're kind of guilty pleasures, I like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Just like them. I'm taking them at face value. I know.
See, I like 3 better than I like. I thought 2 was just I didn't like 1 or 2, but I thought 3 because I liked because the last 2 hour and a half is just a big ass action sequence, which isn't that your problem with it?
I like the last hour of number 3 because it's just action the whole way through. And I thought it was cool, but everything before then, it was John Malkovich. First thing he does when he sees a giant fucking robot, he says he's pantomiming boxing with it for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
And then there's a fucking dick joke every 5 seconds with robots, and then there's you got the 2 funny cuddly robots that are always hanging around Shia LaBeouf's apartment.
Yeah.
And plus the first one, I know it's fucking Transformers, so we're not going there for any in-depth writing, but the first one, he's
the thing about me, it's when you say that you're not going there for any in-depth writing, I really like the show a lot, and to me it was kind of an insult towards the original show. It's just kind of you had this fantastic show, and you kind of it's it should have been much more, because in the show there's the 2 human characters. They are not the big part of it. They're there for 10%.
Yeah.
They're there every time that's we can't fit through that fucking door. Yeah. Send the boy in.
That would have been a good part of it.
It's really, if a giant robot tells you to go in the door, you go in that fucking door.
Jazz just takes off the leash and the get mouth out of the boy's mouth. Fucking go in there.
Yeah, that would have been, I think... Well, there's a lot of content out anymore that if they would have stayed closer to the show. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Did you guys watch that show?
I never saw the show, and I never saw the movie.
It was, one of the fucking best animated shows I've seen in the last 10 years. The story's super well realized. It's, it's got some kid elements, obviously, but for the most part, the mythology of it, really well done. And then Shia LaBeouf comes in there and is just actually, I'm not Shia LaBeouf, I'm sorry. M. Night Shyamalan. I put them both in my Hollywood.
In the shit bin.
The kerosene and
fuck you.
But there's so many just bad shows. And I'm just waiting for Gundam Wing X or any whatever's next, and my great animated favorite TV shows to just turn into shit.
Did you see Pacific Rim?
No.
Now Pacific Rim kind of gives you by not doing actually Gundam or something like that.
Yeah.
It gives you this mix of a Gundam Godzilla movie all in one.
That's tight. Well, I love Guillermo.
It's pretty badass.
He's a bad man.
It's going to sound really weird, and I've said this probably about a year ago, because it's Christmas time. I think I said this on the Christmas podcast. I'd like to see Guillermo del Toro, maybe written by Edgar Wright, but directed by Guillermo del Toro, a Super Mario Brothers movie.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I'm curious.
I think that wasn't the Christmas podcast, but because I think that was the Super Mario one.
Oh, yeah.
The same day, though.
Yeah.
just want to rephrase.
Yeah, Dunigan, you're doing this Hollywood agent thing really good.
I'm not that guy who's just like, look,
baby. I got the ideas.
Bang, bang, bam.
Big fucking letters.
I make a couple of phone calls. We make movie.
Look at this ugly mug that just walked through the fucking door. I haven't seen you in 2 years. Get the fuck over here. Yeah.
Hate this fucking guy. Hate him. Oh, man.
How's the wife, bud? How's the wife, eh? Yeah, maybe fuck animation. Maybe he should just become like a douchebag Hollywood producer.
Who doesn't make anything but just spouts out ideas.
Yeah. He just stands there. Well, does he actually do anything? No, he just has this unflinching confidence and just shit happens. We don't know.
Yeah.
He says he makes a lot of phone calls. I'm not too sure if he really does.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, you like this? Superman, giant fucking spider. Just giant fucking spiders everywhere. I think that's what happened in The Hobbit, too. Like, they were just...
Same producer? Was that John Peters?
No. Did you guys see the new Hobbit yet?
I saw the new Hobbit.
It was pretty good.
Oh, it's so good.
I liked it.
It leaves you with blue balls, but...
We kind of expected that going in.
Well, I thought that it was going to end like on a logical closure point where the first one did. This one just like ends the dragon saying, I'm going to fuck up your shit! You know, and it just ends.
Oh, man. Yeah, I just assumed, I was like, oh, they're just obviously going to kill the dragon in this one. Wham, bam. And then they're going to go into, like, the lead up into the next one. Because they've made this a 3-part movie. But how the fuck they're going to drag a 3-hour sequence of dragon killing and Gandalf
No, it's probably going to be like Count Dooku in Star Wars Episode 3. It's going to be like fucking 10 minutes, he's dead.
Or just...
on to the next shit.
That's probably exactly
As soon as, like, the wig nut and Warner Brothers logo comes down, you just see the dragon flying, you just see bow and arrow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that kid just goes up there, loads that black arrow or whatever it is, that big steel one they've been saving for fucking, like, 80 years.
Yeah.
Maybe Peter Jackson. Hi, I'm Peter Jackson. Thank you very much for watching The Hobbit Part 3, the end of The Hobbit Part 2, The Desolation of Smaug. There's concessions available in the lobby. We appreciate your $15 for your 3D ticket. Oh, hold on. Wow! There's the reach out at the screen.
And you get 3D credits.
Boom.
Really?
Give me an Oscar.
He already got Return of the King, so I think he's all... I think it's like one of those things. Once you get that one... I mean, it'd probably be cool to get another one, but I think once you get that one Oscar, you're like, okay, I'm good now. I'll make whatever the fuck I want.
Well, how many directors have gotten multiple Oscars? I feel like guys get nominated a lot, but I feel like the
kinda
Academy
one,
like throws them one, and then they're like... It might not even be that... Because I felt like Scorsese, The Departed was a really good movie, but it's like his... he's done better work in the past. That,
he
should
just
have smashed people.
And I think a lot of those times, like, it's same thing with Clint Eastwood too. Like, he used to get like shit on like all the time, and then all of a sudden, like way later on, that people. I think it's like the audience or the people that vote on that change finally. So these people that were in before are like, fuck this Clint Eastwood guy, like. Yeah. You know, and then all of a sudden the new people come in and are like, oh, we grew up watching this Clint Eastwood guy.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a weird like layout they got there, and it's how Tarantino has never won one. I'll never know. Like
he might win one day. He should have won it for Pulp Fiction, but
he should have won it for Django.
Well, he was up there.
Argo was really good. I mean, I would have liked to see Django win, but Argo is still a really good movie, so I can't really complain right there.
Yeah,
I guess, but I like Argo, but compared to Django, though, I still think that's a big step.
Oh, I still think Django is. Yeah, I still love Django.
Did Affleck grab the Best Director nod for that?
He wasn't even nominated.
He wasn't even nominated.
People fucking. We'll accept his movies. I don't know if we're gonna accept him yet.
Well, it doesn't seem. I mean, the Oscars to me, I never really take it that seriously. I mean, if something I like wins, I'm happy, but I never really take it too seriously because it always seems kind of like. Well, we should have given him the Oscar for this like probably 10, 20 years ago, but it's been a while, so we'll give it to him now.
Exactly.
And you have to pay your dues in this town. How much money did the movie make? And I think after a while, just kind of like, what did you enjoy the most? What did you think pushed cinema forward?
Well,
and I don't think they really do that as much.
They have their little oddball wins and stuff like that. They're like, oh, we're going to give it to the little picture so everybody gets happy.
Sort of like the artist.
Ratings, yeah. So like the artist.
Because the artist was like, it was okay. I mean, like, it was a decent picture, but compared to like a lot of stuff that came out, you're like, really? This is like the most simplest movie to make compared to all these other ones.
I haven't seen that one right there.
It's worth watching. It's definitely worth watching, but just, I think it's one of those ones, once it's like I kind of realized that it won and I'm kind of watching, it's just kind of like, impress me.
Well, I mean, it's been a while.
8th grader Spencer comes out.
Literally. I'm 10 years old, impress me. I mean, I guess in 8th grade you're like 13. But...
Oh, if only there was a message board back then you could write about them.
Well, in 8th grade, that's like when we just started to discover the internet. I remember, I think, the first computer at Twain Harte School that had the internet was in like 5th grade or something like that.
Yeah, well, I had in 4th grade, we did ours at Sonora Elementary, and it's like, you don't really understand the gravity of the internet till much later in life when you start reading about it and realize what the fuck the internet does, because it is fucking crazy. But as a little fourth grader, you're like, oh, I type in shit and stuff pops up. Of course.
Well, when you're a kid, it's like the teachers kind of it's like a giant encyclopedia. You're like, gay.
They tell you it's like a porn machine.
Oh, cool. I can play video games and stuff for free.
Well, did you guys remember what was it, like fucking 13 when you're 13 and you find out that the internet has porn, and like how just really shoddy like lines across the screen that you can click on links.
I actually kind of got my first discovering porn on the internet for the first time story.
It was 2 days ago. I was fucking blown away. I mean, I heard all the reviews, but I just didn't take it in right.
I was like, shit, this iPhone can do what? I thought I'd have to go to Mexico to see that. I could see it right on my fucking phone now? Shit.
No, I thought it was really funny. I was going to say this quickly. I remember when I had my Dreamcast, because it was the first system that could really go online with a browser and everything. Remember when all my friends came over, what's the first fucking thing they do? Dude, we go look at porn on it. And they can't trace you because it's a Dreamcast.
It's very pirate right there.
I'm glad they were worried about Big Brother even then.
Yeah.
I remember it was like just something like... I must have been like 13 or 14. A good friend of mine just got a computer. He just got a desktop.
What was the first thing he did with it?
Yeah, first thing 14-year-old kids do. And his family, keep in mind, they're good people, but they're Armenian as fuck. All right, super like religious out of
Gold
Iran.
chains.
No, not gold chains. There were no gold chains, but just super religious.
He didn't make you wear gold chains when you came over. And
No, I did have to take off my shoes. Though.
put some like hair gel in.
He's a Dunigan.
So go, yeah, baby.
He's Dunigan loaner chain walking house.
He's brown brother.
They bring it. Give me a spray on tan. No, they give you like weird kind of like desserts and food like every 5 seconds, which they were really cool people. They were, but anyway. So moving on. So first thing we do, and it's kind of like we just like, well, what do we type in? We don't want to get anything too weird, so we just type in like go to like some server page like hot girls or whatever. First thing we get, it's just some weird ass thing like a chick wearing like a gimp mask with a fucking hose going up her ass. She's screaming, "Oh, make it go away!" Like the first time you see it, and then
And that's what adults do.
yeah. And then right at that moment, she didn't see, but like they used like his closet in the room for storage or something. They're just putting something in there. The mom, the door opens, we just both just jump, like, because it totally wouldn't be totally obvious. And we both jump, just slam our hands against the screen, like, to hide. Because she was like, oh, they're covering the screen. They can't be possibly hiding anything, you know?
No.
So she walks by, doesn't even look, just walks right by, drops the thing off, just walks right out.
But, that's what the internet's great for. Is that, like, how do you even know you're into a chick wearing a gimp mask getting, like, banged by a fire hose? You don't.
The internet tells you.
He's like, I've had this emptiness in my heart my whole life, and then the internet came along, and now I realize I really like it when chicks wear large mascot outfits and have sex with other large mascots.
I guess that is a good point, because before then it would just be like, does this turn... Like how we were saying about my friend, like, hey guys, check this out. Like he was waiting for someone else to jump in. It's like, yeah, it's awesome. Everybody just kind of slowly backed away. Maybe it's that kind of thing where it's kind of like, the internet is a place... There is a community for this, you know?
But did you ever watch True Life when you were a kid on MTV?
No.
It was like the first show that I saw boobs on, so that was tight. It was like a breast
on MTV?
cancer. Yeah.
Well, I remember on MTV every once in a while there would be because I remember late at night MTV would show weird shit like that. Because I remember watching a Metallica video and I don't remember which one it is, but there was a chick that got like naked in it or whatever. And one of those ones was like Metallica played, and then there was a story, which sounds weird for Metallica, but.
Yeah.
But so my girlfriend's first experience with she was like 11 or whatever, like her first like seeing people do it or like implying it in a heavy way was MTV True Life I'm a Furry. So it was all about people who were like just into wearing like full cashmere bodysuits and sweaters and doing it, and she was like, this is what people do. Fuck.
I guess I gotta go get my suit.
And so now she
the penguin one, please.
And now she dates a very hairy man. So it's like the circle complete.
It all makes sense.
Little by little.
I don't think I remember that show, True Life.
I know
when you say True Life, I think True Lies, and then like with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm like, not the same thing.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger into furries.
That's when Schwarzenegger got snubbed for the Oscar. Like they still need to make up for that.
Arnold just in a fucking like squirrel outfit. Like, yes.
It's Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom Arnold. They're just sitting in that car just like, okay, I guess this is what we gotta do. I can't let the wife know.
This isn't.
This is what the lies are.
This is not what I meant by deep cover.
I'm horribly emotionally scarred by all the people I've killed. I go home and I punch. Yeah, see, that would be. I would like to see a gritty remake of True Lies, and where she doesn't know, but is just like wondering why there's just holes in the wall, and her husband has like these fucking strange. Like, he's just like, I fall downstairs a lot. Like he just gets shot at and stabbed and fucking deals with terrorists all the time, and he just comes home and my really in shape husband is a computer salesman.
Or what if
There's supposed to be a True Lies 2 at some point. It's been like in the works for like ever.
I thought it was just like development hell and never happened. I thought it was supposed to, and then like
if James Cameron be smart, he'd get Arnold Schwarzenegger back again. They'd make another good movie. And
he's making more Avatar. That's what
he's
still doing that.
He's cashing in the blue bucks.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he loves that. Well, I just watched the TED Talks of James Cameron, and like James Cameron's a fucking pretty like cool dude. Like he just spent years doing deep sea missions and getting other people to pay for it. He was like, just finance my movie. It's gonna make money. I'm James Cameron. And
he went deeper than any other person has gone in the ocean. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like James Cameron. Well, his brother's like a fucking brilliant engineer. Like fuck that family. They just got everything going on for him. Yeah. But his brother like came up with these crazy fiber optic cables so you can actually run high def video equipment like in like negative 3,000 feet below sea level and stuff like that. It's crazy. That's awesome. I don't know how you figure that out. Like, how the fuck you like make a fiber optic cable, but this guy knows.
I knew that's what he was doing the whole time between Titanic and Avatar. He was doing a lot of deep sea exploration stuff. Mm-hmm. But he said, they mentioned this, it's kind of like a rumor going around. I believe it's not going to happen because it's just too good to be true. For a little while, they were playing with the idea of Arnold Schwarzenegger being the bad guy in Avatar 2.
I thought he was going to be. I thought that was the thing. Like
that would make me go see it, though. If Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it, that's one way to get me to see a movie that I don't want to go see.
Well, the bad guy was the best part in the last one. He was like...
He'll be back, though. They said the bad guy will be back somehow.
The guy that they killed, the Colonel? The Colonel
guy was the best character in the movie.
That's what I'm saying. That the Colonel was a badass. Like, he was the only one I sympathized with. I'm like, yes, I'm a fan of man. What the fuck?
See, that's the same way I felt. I saw that guy, I'm like, there's my relatable character.
Yeah, people need fucking energy. Fuck those fools. Like, it's a tree. It's a fucking tree. Like, root for the human race. Like, I know we've done some fucked up shit in the past, but it's not like we're doing it to other
We'll just do it again.
We need that space oil.
Yeah, we need space oil. Obviously, they're fine. Their electrical impulses go into the ground. They don't care if they're alive or not. There's kids.
We can harvest them and eat them.
Oh, I'd love to see the fucking Earth cut or whatever, where it's just like a little orphan kid freezing next to a fucking thing that's supposed to be throwing heat, but it can't because they don't have enough. Because the blue people revolted. Look, Avatar would have been over in 15 fucking minutes. They would have got nuked to shit.
Let's take the tree.
We're taking anything we want because we're sitting in a spaceship above. Why do they need to go talk to the blue people?
Diplomatic stuff.
What is the point of talking?
You're in space.
Like a crane game, just like after they like nuke the fucking, just a giant crane game thing of just like a giant claw. And I just grabs a tree, just takes it out. They just like take it back to space with them
and drops a bunch of Bibles. Right on.
No, but they're saying that guy might be back in the new one. Maybe he's a cyborg or something.
I hope he's the main character. As a cyborg.
Oh, that would be. I would.
And it just all ties around to Terminator somehow, some way.
Well, I mean,
some time travel.
Oh my god! If he just would have turned to liquid when that thing stabbed him, I would have fucking I would have just thrown money at the screen.
Like, do it again.
No, as soon as he stabs it, you see it's liquid. His eyes open, cut to black.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like, even though it didn't have as much as a kick, you knew it going in. But at the end of Prometheus, they play, there's the alien theme, so.
Yeah, well, whatever. I would like to see more movies from the perspective of the cool villain. Because it's like a James Bond movie would be awesome from that perspective.
From the villain?
I would like to see a Superman movie from the perspective of Lex Luthor. Like, because Superman's obviously would go crazier than a fucking soup sandwich at some point because you're just the most powerful being on the planet. And who the fuck is going to handle it? This crazy alien? Lex fucking Luthor, the smart guy. Nerds everywhere would rejoice.
They're actually talking about doing a Deathstroke movie.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
See, he's cool because he's kind of like
Squad.
Yeah, he's kind of like that in between character where he's not like super evil, but he's not super good either.
Yeah, everybody. I like knowing what motivates people, and that's like, you know what I mean. It's not the good and evil cookie cutter kind of thing. Isn't it? It's like, Batman's a good guy because he's motivated by like pain that's caused to him and doesn't want it caused to other people. And it's like, what motivates other people. Like the Penguin's just like, I really like money and hot British chicks, so in order to get that, I need to do some pretty fucked up shit, so whatever.
Yeah.
You might hear really quick about, I just read this about James Cameron. Before he was going to do True Lies, he was going to make the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah,
1993.
But he was gonna make it all like sex references and stuff, wasn't he?
What?
Was he? I don't know.
Explain this.
Arnold Schwarzenegger mentioned that in his book.
It was on, like, Cracked did an article on it, and they were talking about, like, what Spider-Man... Because James Cameron was, like, set to direct it, but it's, like, the script sucked. If you read, like, go on Cracked, and they'll talk about...
Well, I wonder if he wrote it, because he writes lots of his scripts, but he doesn't write everyone.
I think it might have been his first draft, or it might have been something, but it's, like, a lot of the, like, he, like, really tried to, like, reference, like... Spider-Man getting his abilities like puberty, which is like what I mean, it kind of is. You get all these muscles in places you didn't know you had them, and you start shooting sticky things at stuff. Like, it was, it's a big like puberty reference, and then I don't think he even put on the suit in the first one.
Spider-Man got puberty at like 16. He was really the late bloomer.
Oh, I know. Whatever, man. What the hell's her name?
Really? He wasn't gonna put on the suit for the first movie?
I don't think he was. I think that the very end, it was like the script was so bad that I
was probably like it was like that mid '90s like
I blocked it
trying
from
to
my
be
memory.
alternative or something.
I definitely just like I hid it in the same places where I hide all the other terrible things that happened to me. But I'm sure they would have fixed it. I mean, scripts look like shit with the first time somebody, nobody writes a fucking home run out of the gate. Like they go in, they redo it, and they're like,
I'm curious to know what he would have done. I'm not sure if it was it written by him or was it just one that he picked up?
I think it was written by somebody. I'm pretty sure it was written by somebody.
Probably
else,
was.
And, like James Cameron got picked up. I'm sure James Cameron would have rewrote it.
Probably.
But it was probably some guy that like worked for Marvel at the time and was like, if I just write this script, like they'll buy the rights to it.
It was probably got word.
Has shifty eyes like that too.
Because it was a Fox property at the time.
Oh, was it?
Fox? Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of forget about that. Yeah, now Marvel, because Disney. I mean, we said this a bunch of times. They're a bunch of evil geniuses, but they're, like I said, geniuses nonetheless.
Well, Disney doesn't own. Yeah, it's Sony that owns the movie.
Well, the
rights
really
to
weird thing,
Spider-Man.
I was watching like on because they don't have all the Spider-Mans out on like they have them on Netflix. You can watch them all, the animated series from the '90s.
Oh yeah.
But they don't have them all out on DVD, so they just have kind of like just different like single sets. Like there's the Venom Saga, and I was watching that, and on it. It's got the Disney, the Buena Vista logo thing on it.
Oh, nice.
2006.
Well,
and it says it's 2003. It's like, hello, this came out in like 95 and like 97.
Well, you should, next time, watch that show and count how many times Spider-Man punches somebody.
Well, I've read that article too where he doesn't punch anybody.
Yeah.
But the weird thing though is there is punches still in it though, like Rhino punched. And then like they do things like, okay, maybe he's not punching, but he'll put his hands together and slam down on their head.
Was there like
really
a
what
rule
it is
against punching or something in children's television?
On that show, apparently, like Spider-Man wasn't allowed to punch anybody.
That's fucking stupid.
But if you really watch it though, it's like, well, what it kind of is though, it's like watching wrestling because they're always grabbing each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of
they're
over
always,
the head like throwing.
There's a lot of throws. There's a lot of like they kick though. They still
Yeah.
kick, which is kind of weird. It's like you can't punch, but you can kick.
Well, most
I
kids
guess
still
they're
can't
afraid-
raise their leg big enough to kick other little kids.
Well, yeah, but if Spider-Man comes swinging in at like 100 miles per hour and kicks somebody right in the
Oh,
face.
no, dead. You fucking dead. Like, Spider-Man just killed him.
You know, and through a window and everything, and then he'll pick up a car and slam it on him. So it's like,
I find that funny right there because
probably like, well, kids can't go outside and pick a car up and slam it on his buddy. You never met my son Johnny.
there's actually a I was gonna say. I remember, like, back in elementary school, you couldn't play Power Rangers because one kid, like, kicked another kid in the face. Then, like, his head slammed in, like, a handlebar or something like that.
Like the one kid that went to, like, gymnastics was like, look at this! Whoosh.
He said, where'd you learn that? Power Rangers. Kids can't play Power Rangers.
Fuck, I should have said gymnastics.
Yeah,
They probably were afraid of that with Spider-Man.
Math class. I learned it in math.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, Power Rangers, most children couldn't even watch it. I was, like, one of, like, the selected few. It was kind of like the story of my life. Selected few to watch South Park, selected few to watch.
Well, that's the nice thing about your parents never being home. You just do whatever the hell you want. You know what's different about schools nowadays, though? So did you read about the kid who got suspended for pointing a chicken wing at his teacher and going bang, bang?
What grade was that?
He was like a fucking first or second.
Are you fucking serious?
It's a joke. I brought fake Halloween dynamite to school when I was in the first grade, and me and my no good buddies told a kindergartner we were about to blow up the school. Did I get suspended? No.
That's a big difference.
I had a yard duty explain to me that was not good to scare people and to please take that home.
So you did.
And I did, and I learned a valuable lesson. But you know what I mean? And now a kid can't even point a chicken wing at somebody without getting suspended. It's fucking ridiculous.
We are in some ways kind of pussified a little bit.
Yeah.
We're getting to a point where it's just getting a little too, like, okay.
If a kid gets into a schoolyard fight now, I mean... I'm not saying kids should be getting into schoolyard fights, but it's going to happen because they're kids.
Yeah, kids fight.
But it's been
Humans fight.
But now it's the point where like you hear cases where people, well, you hit my kid, so I'm going to sue you. Your whole family now. Is like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah, so now you can like live in a trailer park. And
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what's weird. It's just like how sue happy everybody is. It's
Really, I think it's in Canada where you can't sue somebody for a fight.
Yeah, I think Canada's got like.
Like if it's a bar fight, you take it outside and they just go at it, and nobody can do anything about it. It's just between those two. Like, let them go.
And then what happens afterwards? Like
then they go and chug maple syrup.
Yeah, go. Or they make them put on hockey pads and just like get on the ice, fellas. Cause
or just give like you should be like, whoa, put these boxing gloves on first. Now go do whatever you want.
Now say what you're gonna say, Murray. Oh, I don't know, Joseph. Say it, Murray. I'm sorry. Okay, let's hug. They just hug. They go like, get a beer.
Let's go watch.
That sounds Canadian as fuck.
Yeah.
You ever notice? I mean, it's like after you. I mean, I haven't been in a fight in a long time, but from what I remember, like of fights and friends of mine's getting in fights, like immediately afterwards, everybody hugs and everybody's cool. Like
because they get it out of their system.
Yeah, it's good. It's like, I respect you, you respect me. Like we have this, we disagreed, but now instead of that, it's like you just like hold in all this anger for all this time.
That's me right there.
You just,
and then you finally pull a gun out and you just start unloading.
Well, hasn't happened yet, but No, but like, I mean,
because it's been built up this whole time.
I got into some fights when I was in school, but they never really, and it didn't really. It was one of those things. Got into some fights in school, but it's not like we're friends now. But there was some of this. There were times where it's just like fuck you. You still had that energy between each other.
Yeah.
There are other cases where the guy got his ass kicked, so now he suddenly acted like he was your best friend. So.
Yeah, no,
Suck your dick, man.
It's a strange. Yeah,
dude, we're in the 3rd grade.
It's okay, man.
That's a strange dynamic.
It won't cost you none. I do it for free.
Oh shit. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, kids are weird as shit. I'm so glad that I don't have to be a teenager anymore because I can't. Like the amount of weird things that we all used to do, it boggles my mind. Because your brain's not fully developed till you're 25.
Yeah.
So it's like I pretty much look at these last like 24 years up until a couple months ago is just like, it's not my fault. It was some other fucking idiot. Past West just was a moron with a tiny brain. Like,
It was like that kind of thing where you just kind of get angry over a lot of things. It happens a lot like when you start taking a lot of sides, and then as you get kind of older, it's like you got those handful of sides you still stay on.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be the person who's on like no sides, then you just seem kind of like a douche.
Yeah, it's kind of like for me, it's one of those things. There was so much I get angry about stupid fucking things, just things like why did Matrix Revolutions win Best Picture? I get so like fucking pissed off.
It's like fuck you, Mario's better than Halo. You fuck.
Yeah, it was much like that. It was like I remember writing an essay on like how fucking in like high school and how biased. The Academy Awards award, like, if you just make a controversial movie, it doesn't matter how good the movie is. If it's controversial, they fucking like it. It's just like, now I look back, I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Still is kind of true that one right there.
It's, I can see
I've learned of Mario and Halo, it's like, they're both good games.
Yeah.
Well, why complain? Let's just enjoy them all.
Exactly.
Producer Dunigan. You want a fucking Oscar? 2 dudes making out. Done.
Suck each other's dicks right now.
Yeah, right now, I gotta see your on-screen presence.
Do it.
Yeah.
You know what?
There's a Polaroid picture of it. Send home to mom.
Guess what? His parents, they're divorced. His parents, they're interracial. Done. Fucking done. Pay me. It's over.
I'll make the phone calls. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're like, Joe Silva? Jolie, baby, how you doing, you ugly fuck?
When we gonna go play naked golf again?
We could do it because we're fucking rich. Did I show you my summertime home? It's made entirely out of fucking cocaine.
It looks like a gingerbread house, but it's all cocaine. It's fucking awesome.
Some fucking little German kids came by trying to eat it, but they like tweaked out of the fucking.
So I chucked them in the fireplace.
Well, I mean, being rich would be... I would just find really stupid ways to do stuff. Like, I have this dream of being 40-something years old and, like, learning, like, some sound mastering technology or whatever, and making a really bad Rasta CD where I'm just like, and just talking up, just giving it to all my buddies and saying, like, being like, I'm gonna quit my job. Like, I'm fucking, like, straight up, like, this is my life now, dude. Like, fucking, I'm gonna call myself Landre or some shit like that. It's gonna be awesome.
I really want to actually... I mean, I got the handful of things I really want to do. Like, a handful of, like, I guess you'd say movies or shows, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's things I want to do that it's so fucking stupid. I just want to prove it can be done. Like,
Just like personal goals?
Well, something I want to do, and this kind of goes up there with, like, douchebag producer. This kind of goes up there with, like, I want to re-release Titanic in theaters. I want it to be the exact same movie. The only difference is, though, the entire score is on a kazoo. That's the only thing. And I guess you'd have to add in the whole part like, the guy's going down. The musicians on the boat is going down. Gentlemen, it was an honor playing with you tonight.
I think they should re-release it and talk about, and maybe Rose should be
Terminator
like,
in it.
she's a little bit, kind of a little spoiled, because Billy Zane is fucking pretty nice to her for the most part. Like, he freaks out on her one time because she went dancing and did what, God knows what, with some dude they never met, and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I love you. I fucking am buying you and your mother all this stuff, and you just treat me like a fucking moron.
Then there's the part where he goes on, like, wasn't like, they say, well, we gotta make this guy really unlikable. He just grabs, like, the little orphan child, like, she's mine, you know. It's like, where's the fucking resemblance? Because it's like a ginger child, he has, like, black hair, and they hop on the...
That ginger gene.
Oh, yeah.
It can exist.
It's like, I'm all she has left in the world. Get on the boat. Like, okay, he just almost chucks the kid off the fucking boat, gets in there himself.
I'm gonna take these children and strap them up as a raft.
This is a rich person raft. He just like ties children to himself and just jumps.
We got enough rafts. I mean, you could just take one of these ones. I like my raft.
I like me children raft. The other one I'd like to do.
This is on my personal goal list. Is I always wanted to have a ginger child raft. Don't take this away from me. I never thought this was gonna happen. I'm 87 right now. May never happen again. Fuck you.
This is all I've ever wanted in my life. Don't take this.
Don't take this the one time. It's okay to make a ginger children's
Make sure they're orphans too. If they're orphans, it's more alright.
It makes me laugh more.
Oh, as long as Keith Richards doesn't get him for his orphan blood supply, then it's fine. Anything's better than going to Keith Richards' house.
Rob Williams had a really great joke, which was he'll say he had a whole like Keith Richards joke, like Keith Richards is the only man to make the Osbournes look fucking Amish. Later, like 10 years later, there's another stand-up special. He says Jack Nicholson is the only man that can make Keith Richards go, Jack, I need to go home now. He's fucked everybody. I mean, what can you do? Like, you wanted to run for president, and he like puts on some sunglasses, like, I had Angelina, and she wanted to adopt me. I can totally see that.
But do you hear he's retiring from acting?
I could see that being just a rumor, kind of.
Well, I think a lot of people like they do that and they go sit at home for 6 months and go like, fuck.
Oh, I know. It's like,
because I think that idea is sad. You see it with like other things other than just like acting. Somebody retires and then 6 months later they go out to get another job somewhere else.
That's true. Because I mean, yeah, you do. I mean,
or they start just buying a lot of model trains or something like that.
Well, you gotta have. I'm sure Jack Nicholson has a whole fucking like gamut of hobbies that we don't even know.
Yeah.
About. I'm sure he's riding a fucking like a minority person right now playing polo with his other homies on Segways.
Probably something like that. Yeah. Jack Nicholson's the one person that I think can get away with riding a Segway. I fucking hate Segways so much, but he's the one person who can get away with it. I think.
Well, that's the other thing about being rich. If I was rich, I would buy like 6 Segways, and I would get a bunch of beer and put them on there, and just like have fucking Segway homie fucking just like rolling around on our Segways.
You could do like Segway jousting.
Yes,
Oh,
or
Segway?
Segway like death matches or something like that.
Well,
have spikes in front of them and shit.
I bet you a Segway's like this. It's one of those things, it's stupid, but when you actually ride it, is it fun?
I bet.
Oh, I'm sure.
Quick question: You go to
like a moped.
Quick question: You live in San Francisco. Are there like Segway parking lots anywhere? I'm just wondering.
No, there's not. But there is this new cool thing that I've seen a couple of. That there was a Kickstarter for it, but it's a self-balancing motorized unicycle.
I saw that.
And it looks way cooler than a Segway because you don't have your fucking you're not holding on to anything. It's a single wheel, and you're fucking just mobbing around. Like you look like the clown from Nightmare Before Christmas. You know how he's got that little unicycle and he's just like going everywhere on it. You're like, how does he keep going? Like the motor's in the wheel, just like in Batman's full, motorcycle thing. I'm in. There's a lot of, but no, the only people that ride Segways are tourists on tours of the Golden Gate Park, and they think it's the fucking coolest thing ever, but nobody else.
When
I was in San Francisco, like nobody rode them except for those tourist things.
Yeah, the tourist. Well, that's pretty much the only way it's economical is to be like rent your Segway, because it's like, if you're gonna ride to work, you're gonna take your bike. If you take public transit, you're not gonna ride your Segway to the public transit. Like, it just doesn't work out very well.
Plus, I think you'd just be an easy fucking target if you ride your Segway out in public. I've seen some Segway
hobos be coming after you.
I've seen some Segway cops, and it's like that.
Segway cops, really?
I do remember that.
Yeah, the Segway cops, and it's like they got their little stupid bicycle helmet, and they're just.
They have little sirens on there too?
Oh yeah.
Please tell me the sirens on the helmet. That'd be so fucking adorable.
Honestly, it'd be cool. Like if they had like a net gun on it, then it would be cool. Because then they could just like chase people out and net gun them. Like,
hey,
as they're running away.
In real life, it's probably just.
oh, you get busted by if you get arrested by a Segway cop, you're fucking like.
He put you on
That's
his back.
that is the dunce cap of fucking the jail system. It's like.
All you gotta do is just like reach a curb. It's just fuck. You know,
I know they hop on it like.
I don't know, this guy could be really extreme on it. He fucking hops that curb, does a 360.
Like X Games, like
Segway.
Segway. Like grinding down a rail after you, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, there's just like, there's way better, like bicycles are way smarter way to get around. And if you want a motor on it, get a fucking scooter.
See, when I was in San Francisco, we just rode our skateboards because it was easier to carry.
Yeah.
And the bicycle was kind of.
Well,
The bicycle, a lot of times you get somewhere, you go, fuck, where am I going to put it?
A lot of people do the scooter. Like, there's a big scooter market down there. Like, not like the extreme razor ones that you can grind on.
Like
and shit
the
with
scooters
roller
with the
wheels.
engines?
No, it's like the ones like you push them, but they have like one big wheel. They have two big wheels, and they have like a little brake pad system. So you get off the bus, and it's like because they're way easier to maneuver through crowds.
Yeah, not
than,
with the razor.
than they are with than a skateboard is or anything
Well,
like that.
skateboard, it was just like, it was the most interesting ride every day. Like, you just, because you had no idea. It was just the most random place ever. You're just going down the sidewalk, and chicks would come out of Starbucks with coffees. There'd be like hobos sleeping on the ground.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
danger.
you never had any idea what was going to happen. It was just like,
I almost
okay.
It almost
dude
sounds
out
like
the other day.
it almost sounds kind of like a '90s like arcade game, kind of.
It was like Paperboy. That's really what it
Yeah.
felt like. It just felt like there was something always coming out from somewhere else. Tires rolling across the street.
Oh shit! When is the Paperboy movie gonna come out? Like that? I
I don't know. Paperboy's amazing.
Hey, Paulie, I got an idea.
Yeah.
You talk about how much you like these video game movies? I got it. Fucking Paperboy.
Yeah, gritty remake. Like he's got to be a paperboy to feed his family. His wife's addicted to heroin.
Get Paul W.S. Anderson on this shit right now. He knows what to do.
You want Paul W. Anderson? No, fuck that guy. I want the real one.
Yeah, you call the guy who choreographed the fight scenes from The Matrix. You get him on this too.
Yeah,
Paperboy.
We'll get that. What's his the Biba kid? We'll get the Biba kid to do the soundtrack.
Paperboy the movie. They made the Joseph Gordon-Levitt one. Did you guys see that? Where he's fucking like riding. He's the messenger biker and he's riding all through New York and the people are after
Someone
him.
told me
this
that
one?
It's called
it looks
Premium
so bad.
Premium Rush or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a
Let's
new
see
movie?
It came out like last summer.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
just-
that's picturing him as a kid, but now it's even weirder
No,
picturing
it's
him
like
as an
he's
adult.
a messenger biker, and he's fucking like, for whatever reason, some people are after him in New York, and he is just fucking biking super fast, like getting away from people.
Someone
You
told
know,
me
I do
it's-
remember the trailer of that now that you say that.
Yeah.
My friend James, who was on the last podcast, he told me that movie, because he got on Redbox, he said it's incredibly stupid, but it's actually so stupid it's good.
I'm sure.
He said it's the bike messenger equivalent to Roadhouse.
Ooh. Oh, well, Roadhouse.
Roadhouse is like
First
Roadhouse.
off,
It's
whoever
like
your
a
friend
4
is,
out of 4 movie.
we
I
need
love
to
Roadhouse.
talk about how we rate things, because Roadhouse is not a bad movie that's so bad it's good. It's a great movie.
It's just fucking amazing.
It's so amazing that it's badass. Because I watched Roadhouse back to back,
Well,
like
because
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that movie's just like a pinnacle. It's like
No,
it stands
I-
there. That's like what you rate other movies
Yeah,
against.
I just want to get in a fight with somebody and then like put my fucking knee on their chest and go like this and just like look at the hand and
What have I been
he was gonna rip his throat out. He was gonna do it. Like,
I love that movie. I'm surprised it took me so long to see the movies I did. But no,
Oh,
he said that it was kind of like what I think he meant by that was it was kind of like way how that movie's like, yo, bouncers, we got the movie to eat for you. This is like the yo, we got a movie for you, bike
well,
messengers.
there's a big. I mean, the bike people like they definitely like they. If you ride a bike, that's your thing. Like your bike costs more than a car because they're like a couple $1,000, and it's like that's what you like to do. That's your clique.
I have a friend's dad who has a $10,000 bike.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, it's.
And it weighs like nothing.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you're like
You can pick it up with like
a strong wind blew my bike over again.
Quick thing back to Roadhouse real quick. I think probably one of my favorite lines in any movie. He says like, here's your plane ticket. I'm like, no, I don't fly. He sits on his arm, looks at him, too dangerous.
Now, I like the best. I like my favorite line is, "There's 2 things you can do when a man points a loaded .45 in your face. You can die, or you can kill that motherfucker." It's words to live by.
Yeah.
Words to live by.
Well, the funny thing, I've said this before, but like in Leonard Maltin's book, there's 3 movies from the 80s that I think of like perfect movies, and they all have like a really low rating. And it's Roadhouse, it's Scarface, and it's Blade Runner.
Oh yeah,
And I think of all 3 of those movies as like 4 out of 4 movies.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong, totally perfect.
Well, Scarface tanked, or right off the bat. Blade Runner, because they changed whatever.
A lot of those movies all kind of came back over time. I think
Well,
they
it's-
built up their audience.
I love how that, sometimes movies that don't do very well, but that are like, your Big Lebowski's, your Austin Powers,
they come back around eventually.
Yeah, and it's just like, good stuff will get recognized.
Eventually.
Hopefully. And even
before at least you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's
like Boondock Saints, for instance.
Yeah, Boondock Saints is another one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like
they get there.
The studio system's just weird sometimes. Like I think the people that make movies should be the ones that figure out how they should be marketed, and not the people who are just like like the producer Dunigans out there of the world. It's because it's sad, you know what I mean? There's so much good stuff out there that like is just you get a totally different movie than what you see in the trailers, but it's like then you get guys that do like the marketing campaigns for like the Cloverfields and like your your True Bloods and stuff like that do these awesome marketing or the Dark Knight that do awesome marketing campaigns that pay off.
Well, I think the downfall always is there's artists who have great ideas but don't have any money to back them up to like it.
Yeah.
Advertise it properly.
Well, that's the weird part. I mean, it's like there's only a select few guys that have enough money to do cool stuff, but like can also keep their integrity the whole time. Like, because I mean, Blade Runner would have been way more awesome in its original release if Ridley Scott would have got to do his ending that he wanted. But they're like, no, for some reason this replicant lives for a long time and she likes Harrison Ford.
Well, have you seen
the movie's fucking over? I like it.
I like both versions actually quite a bit on that one.
I like Blade Runner in general. I think it's a great movie, but I like the dystopian ending a little bit more because I just feel like you don't get that a lot anymore. You don't get like the shot of life kind of things.
Because I know like the narration bothered a lot of people. To me, it's like it's supposed to like I see why it was in there because it's supposed to be like a noir.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that doesn't. I do like the narration. I do like that.
And they take it out like in like the newer version.
I like the final cut when it just ends with like they're out of the fire out of the frying pan into the fire kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like when they got the Shining like extra scenes in the background.
But I primarily like just the newer cut more. Just that I don't know. I just like.
Did you ever see the older cut?
I saw it a long time ago. I don't remember. Okay. I remember that there ends with them driving down like a windy road and all that.
Yeah, that's good. It's extra scenes from The Shining in the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's well once I like both of them pretty much about equal. Like I can't really, there's interesting things about the second cut and there's interesting things about the original cut. Kind of like, have you ever seen the movie Payback with Mel Gibson?
Yeah, I have.
Well, there's a director's cut. It's really cool seeing. It's almost like I kind of want that combination of both. Mm-hmm. But the director's cut, the entire third act is completely different.
Oh, wow.
And then there's some other scenes added in there and stuff, too. But he takes out,
And that's the movie, the Parker movie, right?
Yeah, that's the one the same character Parker's based off of.
Okay. Which that was a bit of a letdown, seeing Parker.
Yeah, Parker was that's about the only movie, though, I saw this year that was a letdown. Everything else, though, was all really good. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any other movie that I kind of walked out and went, well...
I gotta kind of double check our
list.
Well,
that was those ones where I remember we walked in, I was like, well, I should have saw Hansel and Gretel. And then I finally saw Hansel and Gretel, I was like, well, it's probably only about a step better than Parker. I guess no matter what, that day would have been kind of one of those ones where you would have walked out being like, yeah.
Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters was alright. It was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, it was okay. I'd probably say it's maybe like half a point better than Parker.
Well, there's more violence, like Parker felt like it. Did you ever see Parker?
No, I did not. I'm lost right now.
It felt kind of like a Lifetime original movie that just happened to star Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And all the action that was in it was all in the trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a little bit more extended, obviously, but I mean, they showed you everything in that trailer.
And Jennifer Lopez just being Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, she's kind of. She didn't help the movie. Let's just say that.
Yeah, she didn't.
Not with her tremendous acting ability.
No.
But that's the only movie I can think this entire year that was really kind of like a letdown.
Really?
Everything else, though, I was pretty surprised that like just about every week we went to the theaters, there's always something.
Well,
good.
you know what it is? It's all these cool new algorithms. I just learned about this company that what they do is they read a script. They fucking feed it into a computer, they give everything points, and then they like go back to producer Dunigan and are like, listen, producer Dunigan, like you don't need to cast like this super big female role in this.
Why not? Why not?
That's a great idea. I was gonna have to pay that girl fucking $20 million.
Lopez! The kids still like it, right?
Yeah, you know how many blowjobs I could get for $20 million? About as many as I get now because the ladies love me. What's up? But no, it's crazy. It's like they're digitized. I mean, everything's just going to the way of big data. So it's like this software like figures out like, oh, you got, you don't need that many explosions, or you need more explosions, or you need this, and it's like it points things on like an audience scoring system, but it does it on such a wider base than showing like small audiences, and it's like,
well, the audience thing kind of is like they just used to take random people in that were like at malls and stuff, so you weren't really getting that great of a target. You were just getting them. Especially if you take people from a mall, that can't be that can't be the people that make a decision. I know that's probably...
Well, those are actually surprisingly accurate, those Nielsen testings, the way they do that. Just because, I mean, you're getting a large sample. If you do a couple hundred people, you're getting a pretty large sample of, like, the U.S. population.
And mostly they just use that just to go and tweak the editing a bunch.
Exactly. That's what it is. They, like, score the different endings and stuff like that. And they're like, you know what, I Am Legend? We shouldn't give it the good twist ending. We should just make Will Smith die with a grenade in his hand.
It was a better ending, I thought.
The one where the fucking scary guy was like, actually, you're the monster that hunts us down. Have you seen that one?
There was another cut of that? I mean, I know that's the original story.
Yeah, it's on the DVD.
Yeah, there's the other cut of it's like, and it's like way cool because it's like a mindfuck because you're like, oh yeah, that's actually like, you know, if you look at it from this guy's perspective, he's not too happy about Will Smith just snagging his lady.
I didn't see the thing actually talking to him. I just thought he just snagged the lady, just wanted the lady back or something.
No, you can talk. It's all, I don't know. I saw it in like the one I saw was like a Spanish version with like an English English like subtitles. Like it was really like a...
They have the alternate scenes on the second disc of the DVD.
Do you have that movie?
Uh-huh.
I'll have to check that out.
I'll
say this. I like the concept of I Am Legend. I'm just talking about the overall story. I like the concept a lot. I just think it's sometimes when you toss I think the twist ending at the end, I'm going to say it, I think it's fucking bullshit. Because they have this guy out there who's been talking to a radio for 10 years. Hey guys, I'm all alone. I'm just letting you know I'm here. And what do they do? Like, oh, fuck that guy. Why fuck that guy? He killed Bill. Well, Bill tried to kill him. I'll fuck him anyway. I don't give a shit, you know? So it's like, this guy was out there for 10 fucking years or however long doing all this, and no one thought to contact him sooner and say, no, you're the bad guy. It's like, no, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots.
Well, it's like those are some of those twist endings that people always want to throw in there. It's just like...
They want to make you think, but it's just like, it's just fucking... When you get breaks down, it's just fucking stupid. They should have contacted
I don't know
him.
when they could have I mean, like, I see I like that thought process. I just don't know when they're going to contact him because they finally got, like, brave enough to, like, roll up in his house and, like, find him. Because every other time they've ever seen him, he just lays a trap inside a building and fucking snags him out.
They just sent some girl after him. They just sent some... Because in the original...
I'm sorry. My bad. I thought we were talking about the vampire monsters talking to Will Smith, being like, yo, dude, we don't really appreciate you fucking snatching our people up all the time. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm going with the original book. I'm not going with
okay, I'm sorry.
Will Smith one is fine as it is because it fits in that context. Mm-hmm. But in the original book, though, that
you're talking about the old movie?
Yeah, with Vincent Price and all that. Mm-hmm. Which I think that one followed it pretty closely. I mean, they changed some things around.
The only one I haven't seen, I still want to see it this day, is the Omega Man, the second remake of it. With Charlton Heston.
I haven't seen. I've heard of that. I haven't.
That one's much more of an action film, from what I hear.
I know that sounds cool. I like action, so that.
Vincent Price, fucking Edward Scissorhands, cry my fucking eyes out every time.
That's a good movie. I mean, I can talk some shit on Tim Burton, but that is an amazing movie.
Tim Burton before like '95 was a baller.
Well, he made just tons of movies, just good ones, like right after the other. Like I think Ed Wood is one of the best movies.
I always wonder, like, what is better, Ed Wood or Edward Scissorhands? Like they're both just
to me, Ed Wood it's one of the few movies I say 4 out of 4, perfect movie. I can't find something to complain about.
It's so good. Yeah, Ed Wood is just so solid.
But but then you also got other good movies like Beetlejuice. Great. You got Batman.
Yeah.
You got Mars Attacks. That's another good one.
Batman Returns. And like, I don't know. Yeah. Tim Burton was fucking balling out there for a while. And then
it's kind of like the last 10 years. He'll make something every once in a while that's pretty good. And then,
it seems like by Planet of the Apes, it kind of started to go downhill.
He was just crushed by the weight of his own genius. And it's like, man, but he gets to bang Helena Bonham Carter. And I would just like let her do the weirdest shit to me. Like she would spit in my mouth, burn me with cigarettes, and she probably wouldn't even break a sweat.
She's just like Lola from Fight Club, pretty much.
Oh, I'm sure she toned it down for Lola because she just seems like a certifiable, just like crazy person, but like a hot crazy, like the kind that.
She's kind of like the hot corpse.
Yeah, like Sharon
Stone's the hot corpse. It sounds
unstable
like a
sister from Basic Instinct, like where you're like, what is gonna happen? Like, I don't know if I want to let you tie me up, Helena Bonham Carter. Like
kind of scared, but kind of turned on at the same time. I don't know.
Oh man, what time is it?
It is.
I don't know, but it's probably time.
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve. There's things.
That totally slipped by me. I keep on forgetting it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
We'll have another
folks listening.
Happy holidays.
Christmas podcast, I guess. They all sort of have this like mention of Christmas, like
it happened.
It's not Christmas time.
This will be
you're
after
hinting
Christmas.
at it. I like it. Like next week.
Next week on Christmas.
Oh yeah, all questions will be answered.
Will Jesus return this Christmas?
Probably not.
Right.
I've been doing other stuff on my birthday.
No, that's another sequel, baby. Jesus comes back, make a fucking trilogy out of it.
And he says, Santa, you stop driving those presents. That's my job.
Oh, man. Producer Dunigan. I like it.
The Santa versus Jesus movie.
Oh, that needs to happen.
Didn't South Park do that?
No, they had the one
epic. Do an epic one of it.
Well, they did in South Park. They had the one where like it's in the 3rd season where they do kind of like the musical episode. It's all Christmas stuff. There's like a song and they do a little musical thing. And there's a part where like Jesus and Santa are like singing like at a bar or a club.
Oh, okay.
And they keep going back and forth, and after a while, like, Jesus just keeps singing a bunch, and Santa's all like, well, fuck you, Jesus. I mean, there's like 4 songs written about Santa Claus and like 100 about Jesus.
I did see that one.
He's like, dude, don't leave. He's like, yeah, whatever. Fuck you, Jesus.
Well, no, I think the original thing.
And then he comes back, and like then they start singing the Duran Duran song.
Oh, that's right. Well, I think the original South Park one was actually like the thing. It was a digital Christmas card, and that was the whole short like the.
No, you're thinking of Spirit of Christmas.
It wasn't that was.
That's not the same one. They made another.
It's a separate one, but that's what started South Park, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that's what started South
Yeah.
Park. This is from the 3rd season though.
Oh, okay.
It's a Christmas special.
All right. Anyway, so this will be after Christmas. Merry Christmas, folks.
So yeah, Christmas time after Christmas. By this point, you should go on to Newgrounds or YouTube if you care, or Vimeo if you're that person, and check out Spunk Holes the Rabbit. Spunk Holes the Rabbit. It's gonna be our new animated short.
I will do that.
Yep.
Yeah, so check it out. And go to oldmanorange.com if you get lost. Till then, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
I was Wes.
And we will see you some other time.
Goodbye. Yeah, that was a lot.